handling a very important document, and we've reached a very precarious stage in our development. And a budget, as we all know, is a very important document. I have my qualms with the document, but given the circumstances, as I've said before, the conditions warrant strenuous measures, hence they are expected. We have deliberated quite a while on some of the things that could change or we need to change in the future. Time constraint is also a problem. And the developments, the present developments within this House and outside of this House has brought us to a point where I was invited to basically be asked to support this budget. I saw the problem not now, but since 2014 election, I have always been the full standard or the one suggesting a national government. We in our talks have made, maybe from our viewpoint, the best proposal that could be made for a national government. No counter proposal has been made, nor answers have been given other than what we received from the press. This country needs stability, and the stability must come from this body. I just want to go on record to let you know that that is my only motive. As a senior member, it simply means that I might be the first to leave this body. I don't know. But I do want to beg for reason from my colleagues in this House that no matter what we do, we need stability in this country so that together we can take the issues at hand. They seem insurmountable, but I think together we can solve them. The offer stands, and with this, I will close my remarks on this particular issue and wish that all goes well in this House and this country.
I have a lot of concerns that I would like to address, but at this point, I would not address it in this meeting, but definitely I will be calling one of my concerns, just to mention, is my pensioners, my retirees. A government that doesn't have feelings, a government that doesn't care, a government that doesn't have sympathy, is not sympathetic to the needs of the elderly. That's one of the reasons that I would be leaving politics, because I cannot stand here while I'm coming to this House of the people and to hear the cries of the people and do absolutely nothing. I can't. I cannot. That is one. But we will address that in another meeting. Secondly, I heard other stories concerning our health ministry about those persons that are being sent abroad. They're being sent at the last minute. They're waiting on. I'm hearing about there's a racket going on. I want an investigation. I heard even that they sent people to the Dominican Republic, to check on that. There is no representative. You're sending an elderly person that cannot speak the language, and you have no representative. But like I said, I am not going to talk about it on this meeting, but in a meeting in the future, I will address, because we are killing our people. We are sending them too late to get medical treatment. Too late. What kind of people, what kind of sentiment we have for our people? How can we come here and talk? We are for the people. Budget is okay, budget straight and budget. What about the people? And I would like to go also, the next meeting that I would want to call also is a meeting. What are we doing for our people, for our locals? That is also going to be another meeting. And I will not stay long. Like I said, I'm not planning to say anything else, but subsequent meeting, we will be dealing. And justice ministry also, I'm a little bit flabbergasted, so to say, that we have an academy, and we're cutting the cost of our academy, and we're talking about people, and we're cutting the academy, upgrading the people, and you're cutting it. But that would come in a subsequent, or in the future. I will be calling a meeting with that discussion. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands, even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there, because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas really easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation, that's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance. Here we go.
This is freedom, this is life. Happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that have come to last. Here's to living in the now.
When you can afford what you crave, life just gets so
So
good.
alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey, I'm gonna live my life, feeling good, so good, real good, so
KFC, so good for everyone.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah.
At the risk of stating or reiterating the obvious, I believe I should open my introductory remarks in this second round at the core of the matter, the budgetary constraints currently facing St. Martin. Because being in the budget debate for the first time, as I was not here last year for the budget debate, the beginning of it, I came in at the end. This was a sort of a learning, a revelation, something, because it is not normal to me that we are here to discuss the budget of a country, its finances, the financial status of our country, and we talk about a lot of things other than the numbers or the budget itself, money or anything that can put us in a better financial situation. It's blame games and all kind of other things going on. After listening to both the questions and the answers, I am sure that everyone will agree that this is in no way a trivial matter, and while it is being implied that the manner in which this government chooses to handle this budget is such a great move, I still do not believe, and I will go the extra mile to state that it just cannot and should not be addressed through just making a bunch of cuts across the board, regardless of how it affects anybody, just to make sure it passes and we obtain loans to carry out the capital investments. We need to concentrate on making it more effective and sustainable, not the contrary. The sum of all the numbers, or the bottom line, is of critical relevance and should not overshadow the real and present needs of our country. Long-term planned approaches need to be considered and addressed for their continued effectiveness. Awareness that will take strategic investments today to enjoy long-term benefits and savings tomorrow is what needs to be a part of the discussions on how we are going to handle this country. I have to say that the time for a new vision and innovation is needed to remain progressive in these times, and definitely what is lacking in our case. I am happy that the minister brought his team for many reasons. First, I am proud to see that the majority of who stood before me is what I will refer to as mine. Secondly, I see hope. There's hope for a better tomorrow. Hope because what I saw before me are a set of individuals who definitely, selflessly have this country as their first priority. However, at the same time, I can imagine just how frustrating it is for them that with every change of a government, the direction is changed or something has to be readjusted to align with the vision of the new incoming minister. My heart actually cringes for them where that is concerned, because then all their work is wasted and they have to start again. Some may agree and others may not admit it, but another problem that we are faced with in this country is that we fall victim to the application of outdated methods to modern problems. Simply put, we are suffering from the disease called fear of change, but it is inevitable. We have the same set of people making the same decisions, speaking out of all sides of their mouths, with every change of a broken government that they are proudly a part of. And it makes me think, is there any true regard to the financial position of this country? For the last, I was stretching, say 5 years of budgets, we have individuals who vote pro being a part of every single team in here. At what point do we believe? At what point are you sincere? At what point are we really at heart? Because for me, what it seems like, based on the experience, this little experience, it's about 15 people. It's about the 15 people in here and what we do or what we decide we are going to do that affects the rest of this country, and we are not taking that into consideration when we make decisions the way we are making them. The one problem they ain't no issue with is standing and sending home a government and changing ministers, which is exactly what has us in the position that we are today. We have no problems with that. The inability to see the big picture will have a less tangible, but nonetheless, a significant cost to the morale of the civil servants. The investment in the maintenance of their morale, which is also the human capital, should be of great priority. It should not be neglected, as that in and of itself comes with a latent cost that is far greater than the one of basic office supplies and the things where we are cutting.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
One,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness. Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf.org. mhf-sxm.com.
Of the many MPs that have walked out on previous budgets. It is unfortunate that today they stand behind one of them for sure. Secondly, I was boldly and arrogantly asked what a local is, and I started to name some individuals who were clearly local, and I was interrupted, but today I think I have a little bit more time to say what I want. And I want to begin by first saying that growing up in St. Martin, I only knew one Lee, and that was Bruce Lee. I went to school with Jacinto Muck, who has his own political party. I played with the Sang Boys and the Daranani Boys. I played with MP Franz Richardson, and I played Franklin Myers. I must have been part of the first generation St. Martiners playing and growing up with children of different nationalities, and some of them were born here. As a matter of fact, my two kids are half Asian. So I don't believe you have any ground to stand on to question me about my definition of a local. I'm sure that when the good minister moved to St. Martin, he met a booming tourism industry. But whether he knows how tourism was built and marketed on this island, I don't know. But if he doesn't know, he should ask somebody. And China is known for producing good fakes and knockoffs. St. Martin is known for its friendliness that is sometimes misperceived as a weakness. But be forewarned, it is not. I'm not going to sit here and let you or anyone else incite any kind of national tensions on St. Martin by you questioning me about my definition of a local. What is in this budget for the people besides cuts? The draft laws to address short-term contracts, transfer of enterprise to avoid another Pelican saga is being delayed because of big business and those who represent them in here. A vote for this budget is a vote against the people of St. Martin. The draft Bay Bay ZZ law to ensure that the taxi and bus drivers and the sole proprietors, as well as their families, is being delayed because you refuse to submit the draft law or provide Parliament with a copy of it. A vote for this budget is a vote against the people of St. Martin. Technically speaking, these are dead people walking. This draft law isn't about me. It is not about the Democratic Party. It is not about the USP Party. It's not about the UP Party or the National Alliance Party, or even the independents for that part. But these hard-working St. Martiners are not getting the equal opportunity to affordable health care coverage. A vote for this budget is a vote against these hard-working bus, taxi, sole proprietors, and their families. Given the fact that the Ministry VSA, and in particular Labor and Social Affairs, has no idea about the Youth Employment Fund, which clearly illustrates government's problem of not working together and results in inefficiency and wasting time and money, a vote for this budget is a vote against St. Martin. No transition classes for new students whose first language is not English or Dutch is now reflected in this budget. Again, a vote for this budget is a vote against St. Martin. There are no policies or legislation given any priority in the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labor to help the people of St. Martin. All the complaining that was done on the radio, TV, and in the media, that all of a sudden has been silenced while the people of St. Martin are not being given the priority. And after the years in opposition and crying down the place, they sit there mute, but that is what you get when you compromise yourself to be in government with your coalition partners and just to be in power. A vote for this budget is a vote against the people of St. Martin. Do not expect me to vote for it or apologize. I do not vote for mere numbers on paper with no clear direction except earn and spend. I vote for policies and legislation that will help the people of St. Martin. This budget leaves much to be desired, and I am grateful for the privilege of having experienced this budget from these opposition benches. It has taught me a lot more at what not to do. For that, I am grateful. It has taught me how politicians can defend what they were so against. It has taught me how politicians compromise themselves and their values to sit in a chair. It has taught me not to give up hope and stand up even more for the people of St. Martin. I will stand with them, and I will vote against this budget.